The following program is sponsored by the Today's Home Remodeler television network.
Welcome to Today's Home Remodeler. I'm Stuart Keith, and on today's show, we're looking at a revolutionary new concrete product called StoneMakers.
We'll begin with Brent Montry from Tri State StoneMakers, who will introduce our project and explain how his unique concrete product can solve a drainage problem while adding a stunning design element to this farm's landscape. We'll see the equipment that is necessary to form up this project, walk through the pouring and stamping process, and see firsthand how custom staining really brings this wall to life.
So we have a lot to cover today, and we'll get started after these messages.
Looking to add some design flair to your landscape? Look no further than Tri State StoneMakers. Using their patented technique, StoneMakers can create a time-worn, naturally distressed look, thereby enhancing the natural appeal of any landscape project. Concrete is poured, carved, and textured to look just like real rock. And in as little as a few hours, ordinary concrete is transformed into a striking focal point that is ready for a lifetime of use. So why wait? Call Tri State StoneMakers today or visit their website.
When looking at a landscape design, one of the most impactful elements is a retaining wall. And whether it's for show or is there to serve a structural purpose, unless you can afford natural stone, it's difficult at best to create a natural look, which was exactly what these homeowners were looking for when faced with an erosion problem that was threatening the foundation on their 100-year-old barn. So they turned to Tri State StoneMakers, who not only offered a unique solution to their erosion problem, but in the process created a stunning design element that would have the look of natural stone and the strength of concrete.
Oh, and so you actually have a rendering of this area, and it's just a beautiful farmstead, and it looks like you're going to be adding a rock wall here?
Yeah, what we'll do is we're actually going to take the wall off the barn foundation here and continue it out all the way along through here, about 30 feet.
About 30 foot of wall. That's going to be nice. Now, what led the homeowners to contact your company?
Well, they called us because they had some erosion problems. You can see the water comes off the roof, runs down through here, and they have to constantly fill this area in because it'll wash it out around the old milk shed.
Sure, look at that. There's actually a big divot down here. And so that's what ultimately led them to call you. But judging by this picture, you're going to create not only a solution to the problem, but also a nice design element to their landscape.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll put a wall in here and build the grate up, which will get the water to travel away from the barn's foundation.
Okay, so if I'm a homeowner, I'm thinking of my options for building a retaining wall. There's either a rock or a stone, or there's the landscape block wall. But your product is a little different than that, this StoneMaker product.
Yeah, what we do is we'll actually take regular concrete and we'll add additives to it that give it some different properties, and we can actually stack the concrete up to 7 feet tall and then carve it into stones.
Carve the concrete? So is it like working with clay?
Yeah, very close to clay, yeah.
And so the plasticizers that you're adding in there give you enough time that you can create virtually any design?
Yeah, really your imagination is the only thing that holds you back. We can carve any style of stones. In this case, we're actually going to make it look like a ledge stone like you would see on a riverway.
Oh boy, is that going to be nice, like a nice rock outcropping, and given the landscape topography in this area, it'll blend in just perfectly. Now, how strong is it? Since it's just one piece concrete, it must be stronger than a rock wall.
Yeah, we do pour it monolithic, so it doesn't have any cold joints or any cold seams. And then the additives that we add to the concrete will let it cure up to 8,000 PSI.
Wow, so, 8,000 PSI?
Yeah, much stronger than your standard concrete.
Well, you know, it's going to be great to walk through the process, see the end result. What I really like that I'm seeing is if I'm a homeowner watching, I want to incorporate a stone element, whether it's a rock wall or a water feature or something in my yard. You can offer a design service that can help them visualize the end result before you even start.
Yeah, so what we'll do initially is we'll come out to the property, get a feel for what the homeowner wants, and then we'll take our measurements, go back, and we'll do a rendering like this and give them some options, some ideas. In this case, you know, originally they just wanted a wall, but we threw in some stairs, which they opted not to do, but just it kind of gives you an idea of some of the capabilities we have with this product.
But if you can carve it like clay, maybe as it goes along, since you have time to work with the concrete, as you just said, you could put some seats in there, maybe some steps down further, or different shapes and textures throughout.
Yeah, we can just about do anything with it. Really, the only thing that holds you back is your imagination.
Okay, so what's involved in the process? Obviously, it begins with the concept, the design, which you can provide, which is great. But once you start digging away, what do you do?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to excavate the dirt here, bring it up top, because you can see the grade is considerably lower here. And then we'll dig down to our footing, put in steel reinforcements, and then pour the wall.
Do you need anything special with the footing? Do you need to put sand or gravel down?
Nope, not in this case, we do not.
And you mentioned you don't need any drain tile because it's not that big a wall, but if it were bigger, you probably would put some in?
We would, yep. Then we would put some stone and some drain tile.
Good example. You want an experienced contractor doing the StoneMaker work because you want to make sure that the wall is good and sound, but I don't think they're going to have a problem here. How many yards of concrete is it going to take to do a wall this size?
We're going to be looking at probably 8 yards of concrete here.
So this is going to end up being a one-piece solid wall that's going to solve the water problem, and it's going to add the design element.
Yeah, we pour the wall completely monolithic, which means just one single pour, so there's no cold seams, no cold joints.
Well, I'm anxious to see the process and to see the end result. We'll get to do that on today's show. Let's get out of your way and let you get started.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned to see the pouring process next, where we continue with today's home remodeler.